All right, so let's start by getting to know you guys a little bit and what you guys know about energy chakras. Anybody want to share?
I'll go.
Okay.
So again, my name's Cassandra. I feel like I have a kind of a midline understanding of chakras, and at the same time, I'm open up to the opportunity to start from scratch and as though I don't know anything and see if there's something I can learn differently.
Okay, and how about you, Horse?
Same. Yeah, it would be the same for me too.
Okay. Savannah, you feel like sharing what you know?
Less than you guys probably, but I don't know. I'm just trying to take it all in, all the different topics we've been
Right.
covering.
Okay, so a lot like the core has an energy center, the earth has an energy center, which is the core of the earth. We have energy centers. Let me scroll that down for you guys so you can you see it on your screens?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we also have Dawn joining us. She should be in just a second.
Who's that?
And Wendy, can we get copies of this later?
Absolutely. I'll see if I can, while Dawn is joining, let me see if I can. I'm gonna have to stop share for just a second, see if I can send it to you guys.
We don't need it right now, but maybe after.
Okay, I'll send it to you after.
Perfect.
Let me go back to sharing screen. Okay, welcome Dawn. You are muted. If you want to unmute yourself, feel free. That way we can share thoughts, and if you have any questions, you can ask them. All right, so I'll start from the beginning since Dawn just joined. As the earth has a center, as a energy core, the center of the earth, we also have them, and we call them chakras. We have the main 7 that go from the root up to the crown. Also similar to like vortexes and discs or wheels, because that's the meaning of the word chakra. I'm sure you guys have heard of vortexes. There's the famous one in Sedona, there's one in Boulder, there's hundreds of them around the world. And just like they have the earth has the little ones, we also have many chakras all that can pop up. So we have the main 7 that most people know, the common ones. We also have up to 14 that have been found in the most recent years, but you can have up to 100. Most indigenous cultures believe in major electromagnetic energy centers. In the Huna tradition of Hawaii, they're called Ao centers, and in the Cabala, they are the tree of life centers. And Taoist Chinese tradition, the term is dantien. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these correctly, so please forgive me. And in yogic or Ayurvedic theory, they're called chakras. Memories are energetically coded into the chakras. All of the emotions, all of the events, the actions, everything associated with a memory is coded within each chakra. Each chakra has envelopes the energies, organs, muscles, joints, veins, and endocrine system and any other body parts with the area in its proximity. And so just as neurons chemically are coded, so are the chakras with memory. Does anybody have any questions on that so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of a new one to me. So
Sure.
would any memory get stuck, listen to me, in all the chakras, or did you say just like, I mean, a memory doesn't really have a place in the body.
Right.
So,
It depends on which philosophical or characteristic that chakra is relevant to.
okay,
That part of the memory of the event will be coded in each chakra as relevant to the characteristic.
okay, that makes sense.
Any other questions? I know some of this can kind of get a little technical or jumbled up. So each chakra is named after the party over which the energy spins. So you have the root chakra that is down by the genitalia. You have the sacral chakra that is around the womb. You have your solar plexus, which is around the stomach area. You have the heart chakra, which encompasses the heart. You have the throat chakra, which encompasses the throat. You have the third eye, and then you have the crown. So the root chakra is more about survival and sexuality. The motto is really about being grounded. It's where your tree roots, kind of your energetic tree roots kind of go into the earth. It's where all your basic foundational survival wisdom information is held. Your sacral or second womb is about creativity and reproduction and imagination. The solar plexus is about your identity and your power. Its motto is, this is who I am, this is who I want to be, and this is how I want to present myself. Your heart chakra is all about love and compassion. It's about seeing, hearing, and feeling other people. Your throat chakra is your communication. It's your motto. Its motto is your unique expression to the world. What does that expression look like? How are you sending it? How are you receiving it? And how are you processing it? The third eye is about deep perception and understanding. Its motto is the thought and abstraction of a separation of self and identity. And your crown chakra is your transcendence of self. And its motto is oneness with the cosmos. Any questions? Does any of that make sense?
What is transcendence of the self? I don't think I know what transcendence means.
So transcendence means like personal growth, oneness with whatever you believe is like your higher self, spirituality, God,
Okay.
divine source, universe, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
How
Mhm.
does emotions play out with what you just said?
Right. So if your emotions aren't related to your sense of self, then that's going to be related to your solar plexus. If your emotions are related to, I'm getting frustrated because I can't figure out the message that I want to portray, or I'm having a difficult time communicating with somebody, that's going to be related to your throat chakra. If your emotions are related to not being able to produce, or if you're having incompetence or incontinence and you're getting frustrated, or there's emotions related with that, those are going to be related to the root or the sacral chakra.
So there is no primary emotion per se to a certain chakra.
Right. Well, so each chakra has its own characteristic of the emotion. So it all depends on what your emotion is related to.
Okay.
So you have
But
to
there's
know-
not one chakra that's related to all emotion.
So you have to know why you're emotional To then know what chakra to
Yes,
look at.
right.
Okay,
Hence the insight,
yeah.
right? So you have to introspect to figure out why you're emotional.
Hmm.
To kind of delve down into which chakra might be affected. Does that make
Do the
sense?
chakras show up with any kind of a color or a vibration, or how do you discern which is which?
Okay, so each chakra shows with a different color, and it's all different per body. So although they generally say the root is red, the root is brown, the sacral is red, the solar plexus is yellow, the heart is green, the blue is red, or the throat is blue, purple, and then dark purple.
Who's they?
They is the general community.
Okay,
So if you look at charts and all that stuff, there's a universal color code for the chakras.
because when you on your like your poster or whatever that you have for this,
Uh-huh.
it looks like there's different colors on that person's body. That's why I'm checking in.
Oh, on the
On
Huna
your, yeah, on
picture?
your image that you have, yeah.
Yeah. Let me go back to that. It's going to take a minute to load. Right. So so that image, right, shows that the root chakra is red, the sacral is orange. So that is the universal concept. But
Okay.
as a energy healer, when I work on individual people, the colors show up individually. So there are
Okay.
some people whose solar plexus shows up orange or brown. There's some people whose root chakra shows up blue. So it all depends on the person. And each chakra has 7 layers. So the front layer is going to be the most lightest in color, and the deepest layer is going to be the most dense in color of
Thank you.
whatever hue is presenting in that person.
Okay, thank you. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Any other questions on that?
We're just looking at that picture.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't even realize it was there.
On a spiritual level, each chakra is also encoded with ancestral memories, past lives, and archetypes. And the deeper that you go into the chakra, the deeper that you go back into your history. They're linked to the nature's wisdom as reflected in the subtle energies around you. With that being said, your chakras can bring energy in, and it can also send energy out. So if it's spinning clockwise, it's bringing energy in. If it's spinning counterclockwise, it's sending energy out. Right. So this is a really good reason why we need to protect ourselves of different energies, or energies that is not in alignment with ourselves or healthy for ourselves, so that we don't take something in that doesn't belong to us, because then it's even harder to get rid of. Right. So in Chinese medicine, they strongly believe that for every negative thought or every negative word, you put an energy blockage somewhere in your energy system. That energy blockage, depending on where it's at, and we're just going to speak up on the chakras today, can block the chakra from spinning its energy. when that happens, we can feel estranged or cut off from our deeper sources of who we are, why we're here. Maybe we don't feel like we're on our path, or maybe we feel like we've fallen off of our path, or we just kind of feel stuck. Bless you.
Thank you.
When we clear the energies, we're more in alignment with our truest self, with the guidance that we're getting from our higher selves, from our spirit guides, or whatever it is that you believe in, from our energy systems. And that will help guide us in what is the best forms for ourselves, our best way to communicate, our best way to love, what our love relationship should look like, what our love communication is, all the things. When our chakras are spinning healthily and there's no blockages, we're in our truest form of ourselves. There's ways to develop a chakra or to move energy with it from chakras. So if you know, or if you're sensing that one of your chakras is low, like it can be low in energy, it can also be super high in energy. So if your heart chakra is super open, you're going to be like a doormat, an emotional doormat, and you're going to let all of these things in, and you can be over emotional, right? So if you have too much energy going on in one chakra, you can send it to another chakra to help balance your chakras out. If somebody is overabundant in energy in their throat chakra, they are the people that really can't stop talking. Right? It's like one of those people that you can't get a word in edgewise for an hour. Those people have an abundant amount of energy in their throat chakra, and they need to balance them out.
Do they need to, or like?
Well, they don't need to. They can do whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
It's their choice. But
It would be beneficial.
everything that's involved with the throat chakra, like your thyroid, which is the very beginning of your digestion,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's going to be thrown off. That's not going to be working effectively, right? So if your thyroid's not working effectively, the rest of your digestion is not going to be working
Right.
effectively. And then therefore you're either going to be super underweight or super overweight, because your digestion is going to be off, which means it could lead to IBS or colitis or acid reflux. All of these different physical manifestations result from that. So no, they don't have to, but ideally, if you want to live in a more balanced life and not have all the physical repercussions of being out of your energy, being out of balance, then you might want to. Any questions on that? Any feedback you guys want to share? No? Dawn?
No,
Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna ask you guys to interact. Pick a chakra and give me some ideas in relationship to the proximity of that chakra. Give me some ideas of what physical manifestations you might encounter if that chakra is out of balance, either if it's too much or too little. Either way, I'd like to see if you guys can name off a few things. Anybody want to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm assuming with your solar plexus, you'd probably be depressed if you were in a lack of energy there, because you don't know who you are, or like you can't really own your own power because you don't even like know what you are. So you're probably depressed on like trying to figure out who you are.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yep. Anybody else?
Let's see, throat chakra, if there's not enough energy there, you're probably gonna be, I guess, more quiet and timid, and if there's emphasis of energy there, like you said, you're gonna talk a lot, but you're also gonna have emotionally, you'll probably have more outbursts rather than internal dialogue.
Sure, absolutely.
Mm.
Donna, did you have something to share?
Oh, I was thinking- is that Donna? Go ahead. I can't see who's in the room.
I think she said you said Donna, not.
Do you want me to go, Cassandra?
Go, Cassandra, you can go first and then we'll go to Dawn.
Okay. Um, I guess the solar plexus would be digestion, so poor digestion.
Gallbladder issues. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dawn?
I think I had two of them. One was the solar plexus. You said that was creativity?
No, that's the sacral.
Okay, so sacral, somebody who was, very creative, either artistic or music or, express themselves that way.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Okay.
other one I was thinking of, I was trying to figure out which one it would related to, would be like if you felt disconnected. I mean, you basically talked about this crown chakra being
Uh-huh.
about oneness, which to me means connection.
Right.
And I never think of these higher chakras as really being like blocked or something. But what other chakra could be about feeling disconnected from others?
So that could either be the third eye, the brow, or the crown chakra, if you don't feel connected, because the energy has to be able to flow up. So it can be either one or both. So if your third eye is blocked, you're not going to be able to access your intuition.
Mm.
Right? So if you can't access your intuition, then you can't transcend. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good. Thanks.
Okay. So, without intuition, you're likely going to be very much in your brain, right? So you're going to be very analytical. You're going to be very much in the tangible world versus being using your whatever, like ancient knowledge and your feelings, right? Whereas if your sacral chakra is blocked, you may not be able to reproduce, male or female, right? If your root chakra is blocked, you may not be able to develop deep connections with your family, right? Or have too much interest in your ancestral lineage. All of these can lead to, yeast infections or cancer or just indigestion or insomnia, right? Or even what's that disease called when you have the imbalance in your vertigo, right? Or any kind of an imbalance in your equilibrium. All of that can be prevented or addressed by cleaning and realigning your chakras amongst the other energy systems. They also consider your hands, your eyes, and your feet to be individual chakras. We already talked about all of that. So ways that you can move energy within your chakras. There's ways to energy test. And there's ways to balance them. And we're going to use our hands, right? So your right hand is sending energy. Your left hand is receiving. So if you, when you meditate or when you tune into yourself, or if you notice that one of your chakras is out of balance, let's say, for example, the throat chakra is out of balance, you can send, let's say the throat chakra is overabundant, you can send energy from the throat chakra to, right, receiving to a different chakra. So ideally, you would want to start with the next one up or the next one down. So you can either, if this is abundant, you can either send the energy up to your brow, or you can send it down to your heart. And what you would do is you would just leave them, you know, I'll do it this way, that way you can see. You just leave them here and you try and send, if you can feel energy at all, then you can just send energy or just ask the energy to be sent from one hand to the next one. Any questions? Any thoughts? Any feedback? No? What are you feeling over there, Dawn? I noticed that you're practicing.
Yeah. Well, I'm more familiar with clearing chakras than I am with this energy transfer. So I needed to clear my chakra. So I decided to transfer anyway.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. I was expecting to have a little more. I usually have a little more interaction in class. Okay, so we can, let's move. You guys want to learn about energy testing your chakras?
So we have a pack of 5 dogs running back and forth right now, and that's why we're muted. So we are
Okay.
learning. They're on the bed, off the bed, on the bed.
Right.
So just because we're not we're just trying to keep them all in mind. We're taking care of our friends' dogs too. So
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
yeah, but we are learning. So thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad you're learning something. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about energy testing chakras. So you can clear and help. So I'm reading, so just so you know my source, which is not working. Okay. Sorry. I'll take the virtual background off. It's called Energy Medicine by Dr. Donna Eden. This is my Bible for energy work. I love it. It's amazing. So you can clear and harmonize your chakras without doing an energy test, but it's highly recommended. That way you can learn your energy and you can learn your chakras specifically, right? So I would recommend doing it for a while until you can really get in tune with yourself. So basically you'd want to start lying down, elbows straight. So like this. Your partner lightly taps the chakra being tested. Or just figure 30, which is backwards. But you didn't put them in order. Or at all, okay. Okay. So basically you want to tap the chakra 2 times with the middle finger. If it feels too vulnerable to be tapped on the root chakra, because it's, you know, in a private area, you can tap it in the field within an inch. So within an inch of that area, so it could be like off to the side or just a little bit above. You can tap it. Your partner slides both hands in between your raised arms. So if your arms are up like this, your partner's hands go in between. Just beneath the wrists, hands open and facing outwards. So the partner's hands are doing this, just below your wrists, if you're doing this. Does that make sense? Okay. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Just checking. After tapping, your partner slides both hands, yep. And then your partner pushes outwards, attempting to separate your hands as you resist. All 7 chakras can be checked this way. If there's little resistance, that chakra needs to be cleared or balanced or strengthened or harmonized. So if you can push the arms apart, that one needs to be addressed.
Wait, so you put the arms up after every, they do it after every tapping?
So you lay down with your arms up,
Right,
and then your partner taps on a chakra
and then.
and then goes between your arms and tries to push your arms open.
Okay,
And so you would do that separate,
Every
then take your arms out, tap the next one,
okay,
do it again, so on and so forth.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So I wasn't planning on getting this far. There are ways of clearing it with clearing chakras or energies with herbs like sage, Palo Santo, right? Just burning some sage or some Palo Santo will help clear energy systems. If you lay down and put your hand over one of your chakras, and if you can remove any prejudgment or preconceived notions of what your hand should do and just let your hand move whatever direction or whatever it's going to do, whether it goes back and forth, whether it turns, whatever it's going to do, that your energy will guide your hand on how to clear it or how to strengthen the chakra. But you kind of have to be, you really want to get in like a meditative state so that you can be nice and relaxed, or you can have your partner do it for you. That's another way of doing it.
Would it matter if you're using your sending or receiving hand for that?
Ideally, you want to use your right hand for that, because it's more receptive,
Mhm.
because it's going to be receiving the energy from the chakra.
Okay.
Versus sending energy into the chakra. You want to be able to read the chakra, so you want to be able to receive energy. Does that make sense though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that I'll ever be able to do it, but.
Did everybody hear that question? No? Okay. She asked whether or not when you do that technique, whether you should use your right hand or your left hand. I recommend using the right hand because it's the receiving energy. So it's going to receive the energy from the chakra with the chakra telling it what to do. Versus the left hand is sending energy in to it.
I got myself confused. Cause I thought
That's opposite what you said.
yeah, I thought the right was sending And the left was
The
receiving.
right was sending and the left, that's opposite what you're saying.
That is opposite of what I was saying. Okay,
At
Yeah.
least you have students that are paying attention.
I appreciate that. Keep me on my toes. Absolutely. So I always use my right hand to read. I don't know, and all the healers that I know of use their right hand to read. So I would recommend using the right hand. But yes, it does sending, receiving.
All right, so I'm confused. I have a question then.
Yes, I'm
This
sorry.
is how she's getting the discussion going.
Yes,
So I'm kind of thinking the left hand's the vacuum and the right hand's the blower.
yeah,
All right?
yep,
So if I'm using my right hand with somebody, how am I not putting my energy or my stuff into that chakra by trying to figure out what's going on with it?
right. So,
That makes no sense to me, and I need you to make it to make sense.
yeah. I 100%, I get that. If you feel more comfortable using the left hand, I would go with the left hand. As a practitioner, I use my right hand to read without sending information, without sending energy. I know how to not send energy or send my energy and still use it to read, but that's because I've practiced. So if you can shut that off and just use it like a camera, right? Or like a stud finder. Does that make sense? If you can use it like a stud, if you can learn to use it like a stud finder
Yep.
and feel the energy without sending energy, then that's how you would do that.
So really, you can.
Does that make sense?
So, yeah, I'm gonna make a joke light of it, but I'm also curious, okay?
Yeah, for sure. I don't
what
take
do-
offense to anything, so don't.
Perfect. What do they say? You're talking about, they say this and they say that.
Right.
So what do they say? Because it sounds like you've been doing this at least 1 or 2 times, right?
Couple.
So starting out, what do they say?
So starting, all the instructors that I've had have all taught me to do it have all taught all of their students to do it with their right hand. And so they teach you not to send energy out and to just use it as a pathfinder, as a reader. So
How would I know?
how would you know if you're sending energy out?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I
Actually,
discern if it's my energy or someone else's?
that is a introspective question.
So maybe you have to
It-
learn your energy
You-
before
you-
you can do it to somebody.
Or have a practitioner do it.
Yeah.
You really have to discern that for yourself before you can do any of the activities, right? So, and maybe that's the best question to ask or the best activity to do, because that goes around through all of life, right? Even if you're at the grocery store and you're moving around with other people, how do you know, even while you're looking at the onions, figuring out which one to buy, how do you know that you're not taking energy in from somebody else? Unconsciously, unintentionally, right? So this is why I talk about this is why I wanted to do the energy series, is because I really want to help people get in tune with their energies so that they can protect themselves from not taking energy in that doesn't belong to them, and harmonizing the energy that is within your space, right? You want your home, right? Just like you want your home in harmony, right? You really want to have your inner space in harmony with whatever, with you, with your cycles, with your energies, with your emotions, right? So the idea is to help get you in alignment and to help you build those protections so that you don't send energy to somebody else, and so that you don't take in somebody else's energies. Right? So if we can get them strengthened, by at least getting in tune with them, right? Like start it, like, do any of you guys meditate? Some sort of meditation, or yes? Okay. Dawn? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So start with the root chakra. Right? And see if you can tune into your root chakra. If you can really tune into your root chakra, you're gonna start it kind of light up a little bit, which is fun, right? You're gonna start getting that tingly and that kind of sensations down there. Okay. If you can, when you tune into the chakra, you'll feel it, whether it's the root chakra, the heart chakra, or whichever one, you will start feeling it. And just by tuning into it, you will strengthen it, and you will help get it to align with itself, right? So let's say we're going to go do a squat, and you put your hand right on your quad. By putting your hand on your quad, get your brain to think there and to focus on that point, and will help dial in the contract and release of that muscle, right? It's the same thing with our chakra. If we get our mind in tune with it, the body is amazing and is designed to heal itself. So if we get our brain to focus on a specific area, it will automatically strengthen that chakra and get more in tune with it. Make sense?
Mhm.
Questions?
Makes sense.
Questions?
No questions on my part.
Okay. All right. Well, that I don't want to go any further then in teaching other techniques until we can get in tune with our chakras. So, I don't have
What is
any-
the best daily thing to do for your chakras? Anything?
Think about that chakra, and you can even talk to yourself. You can talk to your chakras and just ask it, how are you, I'm
Check
sorry.
in.
To me, like, when I talk to myself, it's the most healthiest thing, because I'm talking to my energy systems. I'm talking to my emotions. I don't see talking to myself as being crazy like other people do, because your body will tell you what you need to know. So you can add, like, if you start focusing on a chakra and you want to ask it questions like, why are you out of balance? How are you feeling today? What do you need from me today? What can I do for you? Like, all the compassionate things that you would ask a friend when they were in need, right? Like, if your friend just had a bad breakup, so, okay, what can I do for you? How can I help you? It's the same thing with your body and with your energy systems. Ask your solar plexus chakra, like, what do you need from me today? How can I feed you? Do you need pineapple, right? Pineapple is a detoxant, right? So if there's something off in your solar plexus and it needs to be filtered, right? If it's holding on to some toxins, blueberries, pineapple, ginger are all detoxins and will help clean out the system. Right?
So just check in,
Just
essentially.
check in. Right? Start with one. There's 7 days in a week, and there's 7 major chakras. So maybe check in with one on each day. I mean, you can do that in the shower
How most safe.
or at the stoplight, right, in traffic. Probably not the best time to do it, but wherever you can find that few minutes to kind of tune in and ask it what it needs. Ask your body what it needs from you. Okay, so what do you guys think of class?
I like learning this stuff.
Okay, how much of it did you find useful?
If I actually do it, it's probably super useful.
Okay.
It's just a matter of if I actually do it.
Well, you've been implementing all the other things, so
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Dawn, what did you think?
I think a little practice would have been good. I mean, I have, since you said tune into your different chakras, I'm kind of moving my way up. That's the only thing I would have added.
You would have added to the class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little more experiential.
Techniques.
A little more, tune into heart chakra and then maybe sharing about that or something.
Okay, well, we still have a few minutes. Do you want to practice that?
I think that would be great. Pick a
Okay.
chakra, and then we could all, or anyone pick
Sure.
their own chakra, and then whatever we experience.
Okay, all right. So why doesn't everybody close your eyes, sit back, tune in. Tune into your heart chakra. Even if you need to put your hand over it to help you. I'm going to sit here and hold space for you for a few minutes while you tune in. And I want you guys to recognize, what does it feel like? Is it pulsating? Is it spinning clockwise? Is it spinning counterclockwise? What does it look like? What color is it? How dense is that color? Is there an emotion involved with how it feels? Is there a memory involved with how it feels? Maybe there's a song related to how it feels or sound. Is the sound or the feeling weak, or is it super strong? Or is it neutral and in a balanced? And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes back up. And the first one that wants to share, just raise their hand. Okay, Savannah.
So would it be like right here, right?
Mhm. Yep,
My boobs just felt tight.
it felt tight.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Anything,
this one though.
okay,
It just
anything
felt
else
like
other than tight?
it's tight.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know.
that's okay. I'm surprised you didn't get a color because you're such a color person.
I have a hard time really keeping my eyes closed, so I probably couldn't
Right.
even make one.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Anybody else want to share? Dawn?
Well, I think I picked the heart chakra because I've been feeling a little congested. So, emotionally. So, yeah, I felt like, it was almost like a dry, a gear that hasn't been oiled and that it was kind of sad and really looking for more joy.
Okay,
Think of the heart full of love, but mine was sad.
okay. So how do you feel like you can give the Tin Man some oil? Think, what are some examples that you think you can do to kind of make it feel appreciated, or maybe fill the heart chakra cup?
Probably do some affirmations.
Did you make your affirmation board yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay, and that was a
I started it, but I didn't glue anything on. I kind of got sidetracked.
Why are you
Okay.
not hiding it?
so that seems to be, so you were talking about doing the affirmation wall the last time you were here a few months ago. And your heart chakra is still feeling like it needs some love. So maybe we need to put some extra ambition behind creating the affirmation wall.
I'm just looking as to where it would be.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's Savannah just has them all over her apartment. Or maybe
Yeah, that actually could be a little more exciting than what I was doing, which was trying to do it in a little journal.
okay,
Really making it bigger,
making
easier
it
to see in my
Sure.
face.
right. You can design it yourself. You can go to Michael's and like
Oh my gosh.
Savannah bought these wooden picture frames and she started painting them, and she's gonna put some sort of affirmation on it and then hang up on the walls, and you can get all kinds of creative.
Yep.
Or maybe volunteering, right? Maybe go down to a pet shelter and just love on some pets, love on some animals.
Or pet sit.
Or pet sit, like Cassandra and Horse. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
good ideas.
Savannah, what do you think you could do to release the tension in your heart chakra?
Stop hating myself. Probably.
Maybe visualize stretching it out,
Yeah.
right? Use some imagery, right? You're into fitness.
Yeah.
You know how to visualize stretching, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a
All
lot more
right.
love.
Horace and Cassandra, you guys want to share?
Let's see. I was recalling a time that I just was at a very peaceful place. Yeah.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any colors or anything?
For
Or-
me, the colors are there, but they're not known to man. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to spend some time with the Dalai Lama.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and when I got to meet him and spend time with him, those colors are not really on the color palette.
Not on the human color palette. No.
No, so
Fabulous. Cassandra?
So I used to, in order to bring more energy to that chakra, had to do a hand movement, and I've gotten to the point where I can just see that in my mind and increase the energy in that chakra. So I did that, and it's interesting because was trying to sense movement and color, but also was wondering if what I was perceiving was just based on previous teachings and kind of like an assumption, so trying to let that fall away as well and just really experience it as something new for the first time. So a couple of things, yeah.
Fabulous. Yeah, getting away from what people tell us we should be feeling and actually feeling what we're feeling.
Yep.
Right? That's huge, because the world tells us all kinds of things, but we are the only ones that know how we feel. Right? So there's kind of like when they do chakra testing and they use a pendulum and they tell you that your chakras should spin clockwise. Not everybody's chakras spin clockwise. Actually, some of mine are meant to spin counterclockwise, and that is healthy for me. So that's part of learning discernment as far as what energy you're feeling versus what energy you're feeling from somebody else. Right? So kind of getting in tune with that and practicing it. Did you guys want to do any other kind of activities, or Dawn, you got any other suggestions, or?
Yeah, I just wanted to practice a little bit tuning in.
Okay, perfect. I love it. All right, Cassandra, Horace, what'd you guys think of class?
So we wanted to come on and just take a look at how other people teach.
Okay.
And some of the questions that I was asking you are some of the questions that we get as teachers.
Okay.
And I thought you did a fabulous job.
Oh, thank you. That's so
Yeah, I thought you did a fabulous job, and you added to ways to address certain questions. And yeah, I just you gave me more ideas of how to handle certain situations.
Oh, I
And
love that.
I thought that was awesome.
Yay, fabulous.
Yeah, it was totally worth our time. And I love your energy. I love the way that you laugh and not take yourself so seriously. And it's really a joy just to, condense 60 minutes when it seems like maybe it's even a couple hours longer in energy that we get to experience in 45 minutes. So
Oh,
I
fabulous.
really enjoyed myself. Thank you for inviting us in.
Yes, absolutely. Cassandra, what'd you think?
I think that I had some similar feedback in that it helped me to just kind of see some of the nuances, how to do things. Like there's so much available in technology right now, and so many people are moving to Zoom. So, what's available as far as how to sign up and calendars and what's working well, what's not working well. And your response through all that was very timely and super appreciated. And the class was, it was a really great beginner's perspective, which is where I knew I was coming in based on the description of the class. So I felt like that's the information I got, and it's exactly what I was looking for. So I got to see it all in sort of from the ground up again. I appreciate that. And then just interesting to see someone teach a class where you have online people and then in person as well, and how to mediate that effectively. That was kind of cool.
Oh, good. Well, there's also a lot like 20 people on here, which would make it a little more difficult, but yeah.
Yeah. So we teach at a higher advanced level, but it's easy to forget the basics, right? And so it's necessary to go back and forget everything you think you know.
Yeah.
And just be a student again and really start from scratch sometimes, because when you're in the field of just teaching one element of that, you forget the foundation of it sometimes. And that's what we really appreciate the most, was just coming back and realizing how important the fundamentals really are, and to always come back to them no matter what.
Yeah, you know, the more you practice anything, the more you become, the more you fall into that muscle memory,
Right.
right? No matter what it is, whether it's energy or math or writing memos or whatever it is, right? You get conditioned almost. I like to call it muscle memory because that's more of what it is. And then sometimes we just have to break out of that muscle memory and just be like, okay, now let's go see a different perspective. Right? Because everybody explains it differently.
Yeah. Can I say one more thing?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So I used to be blind and in a motorized wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this energy work really works, but the thing I wanted to say was that my dream board was 5 feet by 8 feet. And 45 doctors in the state of Minnesota told me I would never look at another person again. I would never walk again. And I would never stop taking prescription drugs. And I was taking 24 opiates 4 times a day. So when I heard that people are doing dream boards and affirmation boards, that was the most warming thing, because mine was massive, and I highly encourage anybody to make the biggest wall that they have in their house their affirmation and dream board. Make your computers and your TVs smaller than your dream boards. So
Absolutely.
thank you for letting me be on tonight.
That just made my hair stand up a little bit. That was lovely.
I'm so obsessed with them.
Yeah.
I'll come over so you don't think I'm a stranger.
This is Savannah.
Hi, Savannah.
I have them everywhere. Hi, Dawn. Good to see you.
Hi.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, there's a lot to be said for people that have had some sort of accident and they can't even make it to rehab. What they do is they have them practice visualizing, exercising. If the brain can see it happen, eventually it will happen.
Right.
So you have to practice in the brain first. Even if your leg doesn't move or you can't put weight on it, you have to practice it in your head first. And the more that they do that, eventually they make it out of bed and they make it to the rehab, and then they actually are able to bike or whatever it is, whatever the exercise is. Like, it might take a little bit longer, but if you can visualize it, if you can get the brain to see it happening and to see the muscle contracting, or, you know, even if it's the ocular muscles or whatever it is, if your mind can conceive of it, it can happen. So I love that. And congratulations on getting your eyesight back.
Yeah.
Awesome. So next week we are talking about the aura. So I hope to see you guys back, hopefully.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too. All of you.
Thanks.